hana, hey, hu, hey, hana, hey, hu, hey, hana, hey, hu, hey, hana, hey, hu, hey. And just shake them out. But we're going to hold a horse riding stance, and we're going to go into a portion of a form called pa-un. It's actually a higher ranking form in the method of Taekwondo I studied, but it's great for developing hand speed, and it's a lot of fun to play with. So we're going to take our arms, and we're going to cross them, and top arm is actually skidding in the break of the elbow and then comes down into a low block, blocking with this portion of our arm. The other arm is doing an inside block, blocking with this portion of our arm. Same time, right? So we just come in, block, and block, while we maintain a nice low horse riding stance.
Sir.
Okay, shake it out, and then block and block, okay? And now we're gonna reverse it. So we just come back in, and block, and block, and block. Touch, make sure you're touching the break of the elbow, and you wanna hit your rhythm while you stay in a nice low horse riding stance. That's good. Then you start to add that intensity to it, right? Excellent, okay? From this position, we're gonna take it, cross our arms, and do a double low block, okay? Again, we'll cross our arms and do a double low block. So what that's gonna look like now is 1, 2, cross 3. Okay, let's try again. 1, 2, cross 3. And one more time. 1, 2, cross 3. Okay,
is there any particular order that the hand should start in, or go from left to right, or this one to that one?
Oh yeah, okay, so shake it out, loosen up. And so we're not gonna work too much on it, right? A little bit, right? But we're gonna bring our right arm up into the inside block and our left arm down. And then here, switching, and then arms cross and down.
Got it.
Okay, shake it out every time. And we go 1, 2, 3, okay? And 1, 2, 3. And actually skid your hand into the break of the elbow. And 1, 2, 3. Can you hear my uniform when I scrape?
Sure.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. We're going to bring it up a little bit faster now. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Ooh, you're good. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. And 1, 2, 3. From here, hold your arms down. We're going to cross and we're going to do 2 inside blocks. So it's just repetition of the most basic movement. Okay. So come to here. Cross, double inside block. One more time, just drop your arms down, let them cross, double inside block. Okay, let's try that one more time. Drop them down, let them cross, and double inside block. Remembering that you're actually blocking with this part of your arm, bringing it out, okay? So now, we're gonna add that to the equation, to the form. So we come in 1, 2, double low, double inside block. Okay? 1, 2, double low, double inside. We'll do it one more time. 1, 2, low, low. Feeling pretty good about it?
Not bad.
Okay, so shake it out. And 1, 2, low, middle. Shake it out. Huh? Okay, you ready? Shake it out.
Yes, sir.
Okay, loosen up. Remember, this is just something to build hand speed. You're learning a form, but it's more about fun and speed and working your brain a little bit, right?
And as I've said a few times, breathing, still a big fan myself personally.
And don't forget to breathe.
Yes.
Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Good. One more?
And 1, 2, 3, 4.
Beautiful. I can shake that out.
Good, good, good.
When we learn these kind of drills, you don't have to stand in the horse stance. I'm standing there because Grandmaster's here and I want to be a good student. But always practice at your level of expertise. If you're just beginning and you're down here for 2 moves and then you need to stand up and shake it out, that's always okay. We're going to learn a whole lot more of forms. We're going to talk about that right now.
Chiriot, Chen, Kyungre.
Many martial arts have a central component called a routine or form, kata, or in the case of Taekwondo, a hyung also sometimes known as a pumse. These forms help us to perfect our individual techniques, to put them into a routine that allows us to practice them over and over again. Grandmaster is going to teach us a particular routine in this class, and you're invited to join us as well. But first, we're going to take a look at what the whole thing looks like altogether. Grandmaster?
Sure. So the first hyung that I learned in my method of Taekwondo was called Chunji, and it translates to where heaven meets earth. Pretty basic form. So, Yot and Junbi.
Speed, power, stability. I want all of that. Grandmaster, where do we begin?
Oh, where do we begin? So we're going to be beginning with stance practice. And so put your left leg out. Keep your feet about as wide as your shoulders. Put your hands on your hips to start. And then bend your front knee till you can't see your big toe. And back leg is straight, back toes are forward. It's known as a front stance or walking stance in Taekwondo. Okay? Hips are square. The tendency is to do this. We want to keep everything nice and square. Okay? So we're going to step forward, touch our feet, slide out into front stance. Okay? Front knee bends till you can't see your big toe. Back leg locks out completely. Okay? We'll do one more forward. Touch and slide. Okay? Bend the front knee so you can't see your big toe. Back leg is straight.
Can I move back? I'm going to get more running room there, I think.
Okay. Perfect. Okay.
I felt I was going to tip off the edge of the earth there for a moment.
Oh, yeah, okay. So anyway, put that left leg out, hips as wide as your shoulders. Bend that front knee so you can't see your big toe. Back leg's locked out, toes are mostly forward. Hips are square, head's over your tailbone. Slide your foot, touch toes, slide back out. When you're doing this, you want to try and keep one eye level rather than bobbing up and down. So we're going to take it backwards this time. Slide, touch, and reach back. This time what I want you to do is just notice that as you slide back, you actually slide back and you're touching the floor with the pads of your toes, kind of feeling where your foot's going. Just step back and notice that. Okay. And now when you step forward, I want you to add that component. You're walking on the pads of your toes, slide, and then lock out. Okay? One more time, slide and lock out. Back leg's locked, front knee is bent. Front stance, okay? And end it. So, we're just gonna do the walking portion of the first part of the form. It's just a stance drill. So put your hands on your hips.
Sir.
Okay. And we're gonna begin front stance to the left. The way we're gonna do that is left foot touches right. We turn, walking on the pads of our feet, okay? Hold your stance. Now, move forward, toes touch toes, slide out. Nice, slow front stance. Now we're gonna turn and do the same thing in the other direction. Front foot touches back toes. We begin our turn, and now as we step, we have to step long and back, so when we pivot, our hips are square. And then we step one more time. Okay. And bring it back to the beginning. We're going to stay there for just a few moments just to get that walk down, that step down. So our feet are a ready position. Feet touch. We step to the left. Feet as wide as our shoulders. Front knee is bent, back legs locked. Keeping one eye level. Back foot touches front foot, and we slide out. Okay? The tricky part. Front foot touches back foot. Then we have to slide it back equal distance so that when we turn, our feet are as wide as our shoulders. Here, many people don't step quite wide enough, and their hips can't quite turn all the way.
I see that. Since this is a tricky part, and I noticed that myself, my stance was a little bit off center, maybe this is a good time for the action cam so we can see the details on that.
Excellent. Let's break down the footwork. So from our ready position, we're going to touch our toes and step out into a front foot. Back leg locks out, back toes are kind of forward if you can get them there. And then next step, you slide, touch your toes, and slide into a front stance. There you go. Now, if you just notice, your right foot is in the red and your back foot is in the blue. Left foot is in the blue. And there's a space between. So you want to touch your feet. And now as you step back, you want to angle back so you have that same distance. Right? Exactly, sir. Beautiful form. Then pivot into a front stance. Step forward, touch, and out. Okay, nice job. Let's try again. And touch and slide out. Touch and step out. Now the critical step is stepping wide enough. Because you go kind of long and low, your hips are going to have to be a little bit wider on this. So go ahead, bring your front foot back, touch, and now scoot it out. Yes, maybe. We'll see. And so I'm going to adjust you, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you want your foot far enough out that I can do that. So move that foot out to that position. And that's your final position right there.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay? You're
So
welcome.
one of the things I'm learning from this is that my feeling doesn't yet match the actual body position. So when I turn, as far as I think I'm supposed to turn, I can remember I can always turn a little bit more.
Awesome. So we want to be able to square our hips. And everybody's hips are anatomically a little bit different. So it all depends on how wide your stance is. You need to be able to have your stance wide enough that you can be totally square and keep your shoulders square over your hips while you bend your knee. Nice job. Then we're going to slide foot to foot. You stay bent. We slide back out. And again, we want to hit that spot where our feet are wide enough that our hips can go directly forward. Now we bring that front foot back to our back foot, touch, and we cut that angle out. And remember, we have to go the same distance wide now to be able to keep our hips square. And then we pivot and turn. And then we adjust, back legs locked out, hips are directly forward, toes are forward, head's over our belly button, and we slide. And stepping out wide enough. Okay, you guys are really getting a good handle on this. Your front foot touches your back foot. And now towards the front of the room, we're going to slide back out, nice and wide, and turn our hip. And then stepping in, foot to foot, slide back out nice and wide. And we're going to repeat that turnaround step. So stepping in, step out nice and wide, and pivot. And adjust, make sure your hips are directly forward and your shoulders are square over your hips. And step. Great start. Here we go. So from ready position, our feet are going to touch. We're going to do that same step out, but we're going to add a block to it. It's called a low block or hadanmaki. As we step, the hand comes up and it chops low. Hips are square, back leg is locked out. All these little elements, you know, and it's like the board says, seek perfection of form, every little thing. We slide, we touch, slide back out, and we punch. Okay, let's bring it back.
Sir.
So from ready position, our feet touch. Hand comes up. We slide the foot out into a front stance as we chop down low block, elbows slightly bent. Back foot touches. We step forward and punch. Hips stay square, shoulders stay square. Looks really good.
Beautiful.
Let me watch you guys.
Can you do that one more time?
Yeah, exactly. I want
Sir.
to watch. So, ready position.
Sir.
Feet touch. Low block to the left. Step and chop out. Adjust. All right, so you want to maybe about like that. Looks good. And step punch. Very nice, you guys. Heads over center line and back legs lock. Make all those little corrections. Let's do it one more time. It's looking good. Okay. Ready position. And feet touch, frame, bring that hand up to your face, and then step out and chop, low block, step forward, punch. Very, very, very nice. Okay.
Beautiful. That's a good way to start this form. I noticed that just from a fitness point of view, I'm already getting a lot of exercise to my lower body just by doing the stance work.
Yes.
I can tell there's a whole lot more coming up, and we're going to do that right now.
Chariot, kyangre. And so we're going to come into ready position, or what we call junbi is the command. And we're going to do the first half of the form. Now understand that this form, chunji, is an X pattern. And so we go this way, that way, this way. This way, that way, this way. Okay?
I'll just follow you.
Just follow me along.
And by the way, you could just follow us as well. We're going to do this and then turn around and do it the same thing from the opposite view. So you'll be able to get a good view both ways.
And we begin. So we're ready position. We start this way, low block front stance. Now, feet touch, front punch. We turn, we take that wide back step, low block, front stance. We step punch. Now towards the front of the room, we bring our foot back, touch foot to foot, we low block, step, front punch.
Now, can we do that same thing just starting from facing the opposite way?
Yes, we can.
That'll give everybody a good view. So if you got a little confused by watching us come at you, you can turn around and follow us as we do this.
Okay, so chariot,
Sir.
junbi, or ready position. And we start this way, low block. We step, front punch. Now we bring our front foot back, touch that back foot, low block, opposite direction. Step, front punch. Now towards that back wall, bring your foot in, touch, low block, step, front punch. Foot comes back, touches, low block, step, front punch. And that's the first half of the form. First half of chunji.
Chunji, which means?
Where heaven meets earth.
Where heaven meets earth. Okay. Beautiful. One more time, maybe from the beginning.
Okay, awesome. Facing this way, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, chariot. Let's go. And junbi. And we begin this way, low block, front stance. Step punch, front stance. We turn, taking that wide step, low block, step punch, front stance. Towards the front of the room, it's low block, step punch. Towards the back of the room, turn, low block, step punch. The halfway point.
The halfway point.
Halfway point.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Now, when we turn around to the different four corners, is there a key-up at this point? Or no, not yet.
No.
Cool.
There's one primary key-up, and that's at the last punch coming out. And then there's a secondary one on the last punch of the form.
Got it. All right, so we've done the first half. What comes next?
Okay. So when we were playing with Pa-un, this is an inside block, right? Mm-hmm. Inside middle block using this part of our arm. Yeah, so attention.
Sir.
Ready position. And what we're going to do is we're just going to touch our heels, and then we're going to slide our toes directly out. Bend knees until it weight's 50-50. Hips are open. And then we push back till about 75% of the way is on the back leg. And this is called the back stance. What's it called?
Back stance, sir.
Back stance. Good. Okay, okay. So we come in, ready position.
Back stance.
Feet touch. Heels touch. We slide out. Okay? 75% of the weight is on the back leg. Our head is over our tailbone. This is back stance. Hold your stance. Put your left arm under your right arm and block. Other hand goes in the pocket. This is hold. This is a middle block, so it's a little bit lower. Elbows like protecting your bottom rib. That looks very good. Okay. And let's go to ready stance. From ready position, our feet touch. Inside middle block, From here, this time, you're all looking really good, so we're going to slide and punch. Okay. Take it back. Ready position. Feet touch. Inside block. Step. Punch. Okay, nice job. You guys ready to give it a try to add it onto the form?
Yes,
Eyes
sir.
are rolling. Eyes are rolling. I love rolling
There's only
eyes.
one answer.
We will know when we get there.
So it's fun. I mean, this is, boy, I've kind of re-fallen in love with the practice of forms. And it is such an amazing exercise for aging, anybody over 30, to keep everything together, right? It's a great workout, but it's also, there's a lot of memorization involved. And every time you're stepping and feeling the ground, you know, you're working deep into your proprioceptors, into your balance. And, you know, which, you know, as you get older, that's a big danger, is losing your leg strength and your balance, right? So just excellent movement to keep on keeping on. Here we go. Attention.
Sir.
And Chunji Hyung, Junbi. So we start, low block. Front stance, step punch.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Bring it back. Feet touch. Turn, low block. Adjust your stances, and then step punch. Okay, towards the front of the room, it's low block. We step punch. Turning to the back of the room, low block, step punch. You're excited now, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, front foot comes to back foot. Hold. This direction. Inside block, back stance. There you go. Step, front stance punch. There you go. And always adjustment, adjusting your stances. There you go. Front foot to back foot. Hold for just a second. Inside block, back stance. Step, punch, front stance. Front foot to back foot. Towards the back wall, inside block. Back stance. Step, punch, front stance. Foot to foot, inside block, back stance. Step, punch. We're going to step forward, punch one more time, and this is the strong ki point. Step,
Ha!
step back, punch. One more time, step back, punch, ki.
Aya!
From back foot to Junbi position. And congratulations, guys, you just did your first Chunji. Very nice.
Now, before we congratulate ourselves too much, let's do that whole thing one more time, facing the opposite way to start. Again, you can follow us this way if you see the other view of it. So if you haven't already done so, make sure that you've got a little bit of room there and follow us as we do this in the opposite direction.
Awesome.
Following you, Grandmaster.
Awesome. So we begin. Chiriot, or attention. Now, Junbi, ready position. We start. Low block. Step, front punch. Front foot touches back foot. Turn, low block. Step, front punch. Front foot touches back foot to the back wall. Low block. Step, front punch. To the front of the room. Touch, low block. Step, front punch. Okay, that's halfway point. Looking good. Here we go. Front foot touches back foot. We slide this direction, inside block, back stance. Step, punch. Front stance. Front foot touches back foot. We turn. Inside block, back stance. Step, punch. Now towards the front of the room. Foot touches. Back stance, inside middle block. Step, punch. And towards the back of the room. Feet touch. Inside block, back stance. Step, punch. Here's the ki point. Step, punch, ki.
Hiya!
Step back, punch. Step back, punch.
Hiya!
And end it. And rest easy. Nice job, guys.
Very nice, very nice. Thank you.
Okay, so now should I just have you two just, never mind.
Well, I'll tell you what, if we go through it one time with you cueing us, maybe you can make one, if you find one big correction that you need to make, that'll be good. That'll be something we can take away with us.
Perfect.
All right.
Good. So focus on stance. Worry less about your arms is the big correction. Okay?
Got it.
Okay. Junbi, ready position. Changji Hyung. We begin. Low block. Hun. Step punch. Hoo. Front foot touches back foot. Other direction. Low block. Step punch. Hoo. Towards me. Low block. Hut. Step punch. Hoo. Front foot touches back foot. Low block. Other direction. Low block. Step punch. Hoo. Nice. We're at the halfway point. You okay?
Doing well.
Awesome.
Not as easy without you.
That's good. Okay. So now to our left side, our front foot's going to touch our back foot. Inside block, back stance. Hut. So 80% of your weight's on your back leg, bending those knees, get nice and low, and then we're going to step punch. Hoo! Okay. Back leg locks out, switching stances. Remember, we're concentrating more on legs than on hands. Now our front foot touches our back foot. We're going towards the other wall. Inside block, back stance. Hut. And go ahead, switch up your stance. Switch your stance. And your, that's good. There you go. And step punch. Hoo! Good. Now towards me. Inside block, back stance. Hut. Step punch. Hoo!
It's because he moved.
Turning towards your punch. Inside block, back stance. Hut. Step punch. 2. Front stance. One more time, punch ki. Hut.
Aya!
Step back punch. Hut. And end it. Back foot to front foot, ready position. Back foot to front foot, and ready position. That's okay. And then rest easy.
Thank you.
Woo!
Woo! I can definitely feel the workout. So just the form itself, it got my whole body awakened and my breath going, my muscles working. This is the value, one of the values of the Hyung, of the forms of Taekwondo. When you do a study like this and begin to look at many different martial arts styles, you begin to notice some similarities. You begin to notice that all the martial arts styles have self-defense techniques and sparring aspects, and many, many martial arts styles also include the practice of forms, katas, hyung, pumse, whatever you want to call it. But here's where the martial arts begin to throw in their own spin. In this practice, Grandmaster Dave has already given us a little secret, a little tradition of Taekwondo, and that is the saying, seek the perfection of form. And here we learn something very interesting if we break down the words of it. First of all, is to seek. In other words, to look, to go deeper, to get closer, to get into it. As we begin to practice our form, we begin to say, what else can I learn? Every time I come back to practicing my footwork, every time I do something as simple as just an inside block, I have something I can learn, seeking the perfection of form. And form is not only the outward shape, it is also the intention behind it, the energy. Whether I breathe or use a kiap to give myself an explosion of energy, I perfect that form, I perfect that intention, I perfect that energy. Seek the perfection of form is the lesson that we get out of this practice here. Now, these guys have been seeking the perfection of their form. I'm going to go over and see what I'm missing.
Hi there.
Hi there.
Cool. We're working on something called critical timing. So as we punch now, because you guys have your basic form down, we're going to just step forward and throw the punch. As we skid on the pads of our toes, our hand stays tight in the pocket, ready to fire. And we fire it out just as our heel hits the ground. Same exact timing. We call this critical timing. So we're going to bring it. And chitty up. Feeling great. Bow. And step back with your right leg. And so we had worked on low block, going into a front stance low block. You know, its counter block is a high block. And so with the low block, you come high, your wrist twins, and you chop down. High block, you come low, your wrist twists, and you block over your head. You want your fist to come out to the outside edge of your head, and you want the block to frame you at a slight angle. This is the block point. So you start low and block. Start low and block. Maybe watch, start low and block. Very nice, start low and block. So I'm going to add a little step to it. We're here, we block. And now we're going to take that walking step and block using critical timing. Let's do just one more.
Sir.
Step forward and block. That's good. And now we're going to step back and block. And one more time. Step back and block. Very nice. Ready position and rest easy. So it's great training for using some of the stuff we did in a self-defense drill. Let me grab the paddles. So now we're just going to totally loosen up. You're going to face me to start it out, okay? And just being loose,